Building a van to live in is not the same as putting together a piece of IKEA furniture. There are no instructions, no right angles, and despite what many people will try to tell you, there's absolutely no right or wrong way to go about it. In fact, a year after completing my first build out, the only thing I can say for certain is that you will make mistakes, and your van will inevitably become a never-ending work in progress. I'm no exception to this rule, and in the last video, I shared some of the mistakes I made during my first van build. I also mentioned that I plan to address some of these issues and was driving my van across the country to begin work on a massive van renovation with my buddy Johnny. In this renovation, we plan to completely transform this empty wall and countertop into a more functional kitchen space, as well as give it an all-around spruce up to make the place feel a little bit more like home. This is an ambitious project, and we're pretty pressed for time as, finish or not, I have to begin my drive back across the country in 2 weeks, so we better get straight to work. Alright, so maybe we didn't get straight to work, but hey, in addition to being fellow creators here on YouTube, Johnny, Seth, and I are actually really good friends too, and we haven't seen each other since I took off in the van last year. Turns out that while I was away, Johnny and Seth both picked up a new favorite hobby that they were pretty keen to share with me too. Now, I never skated as a kid, but these electric skateboards turned out to be incredibly fun, and taking them out to bomb some hills proved to be our favorite work break throughout this renovation.
Alright, it's day 3. We're gonna say 3. Day 1 was a mulligan. Day 1 was a mulligan. It's day 3.
Breweries count as a day?
Okay, for real this time. Let's get this party started. As mentioned previously, not having running water in the van has been one of my biggest drawbacks for me over the past year. I knew right away that if I was gonna put a sink in the van, it was gonna be a big one. None of that so shallow it's only good enough to wash hands in crap here. No. This stainless steel beauty is 15 by 20 inches and a whopping 10 inches deep. Now, I know what you're thinking. Where the heck is this thing gonna fit? To make room for my sink and water setup, we emptied out the entire workbench and then proceeded to completely gut half of it. This workbench really has been the unsung hero of my van, and honestly, it's funny because we first decided to add it kinda on a whim. The workbench was the very first thing we installed in the van, the foundation from which all else has been based, and it's wild to see the transformation that it's undergone in this build.
Dude, that's pretty awesome.
Look how much room I have right here.
It's truly perfect for this. How is this stupid workbench thing worked out so well?
Look how freaking rad that sink is. I got running water in here, guys. That's so sick. What'd you say earlier?
It's nicer than my kitchen sink.
And he just moved into a new house.
Yeah, it's ridiculously nice.
This wasn't the end of the build though. This was just the first piece of the renovation. We continued on to add overhead cabinets that would house the now displaced items from my workbench as well as become my new kitchen cabinet. We then tied the entire area together by adding a much needed pop of color with this awesome faux subway tile backsplash. Obviously, this is all just a very quick summary of a pretty complicated build, during which we absolutely faced setbacks. Between some inclement weather, delayed parts, or things just not working how we thought, these builds just generally tend to take longer than planned.
I always forget how much work this stuff is. We thought we were like optimistic that we could get this all done in 2 days at the start. I don't know when we'll learn, but
luckily for us, Johnny is a woodworking wizard. I've worked with him on a number of projects at this point, yet I am still continually impressed not only by the level of craftsmanship he employs in his work, but also his ability to problem solve when faced with unforeseen challenges. Despite setbacks, we were still able to get everything done in time, and needless to say, I am beyond stoked on this final product. When I first sent the rough design sketch to Johnny a few months ago, I never could have imagined it all coming together this beautifully. Not only do I now have running water in the sink, but I also have more organized storage space than I even know what to do with. The real unexpected win is the added feel that this new backsplash provides to the space. If you're interested in seeing exactly how we did all this, I highly recommend watching the complete build video over on Johnny's channel, The Crafted Workshop. I'll make sure to put a link to that right here as well as down in the description for you all. After moving all my things back into the van and a quick celebratory beer with Johnny, I couldn't wait to go show my buddy Seth what all we've been working on, as he hasn't seen any of it.
he hasn't seen the sink, the cabinet, the backsplash.
I haven't even seen real pictures of it, and I'm still getting over the fact that we're about to have some dinner and you're just in your house.
Yo,
right here.
I was just chilling. I was just talking to my mom. All right, you ready?
Yeah, let's see it.
Doors blown off.
Yeah, I'm ready.
There's no lights at all in my van at the moment, though.
Okay.
Oh!
I had no idea all this was going on. Oh my goodness.
Yo, look at this cutting.
It looks so good with the plywood, and yo, you're straight up Pinterest.
Freaking, yeah.
This is beautiful.
You haven't even seen this.
Oh, and the little stops. I mean, this is like.
Yeah.
Oh my
So Johnny
goodness.
actually just carved this out. We bought this at Target, and then he had to carve this.
He just routed
it so that it would just fit flush over that, and I
Dude,
still have.
and it smells like fresh wood in here again.
Yeah. But so this
Wow.
is the gray water tank.
It looks like the underside of a sink. If I was with you guys,
This is
I
the
would
gray
have had us install a garbage disposer. Because it just would have been a better thumbnail.
I was thinking a thumbnail where I'm like, I got a sink, and I'm like, you know, I'm like,
Well, because you know,
that's the obvious.
that's the whole
thing.
reason you get a sink.
I mean, it's like in a pinch. That's what people are gonna be asking me. It's like, great, now you can pee in that. But hey,
Visiting with Seth wasn't all fun and games, however, as with only one day to go, I still wasn't quite done getting my van road trip ready. Beyond the renovation, I've had a few electrical issues come up over the past year that I needed help fixing before hitting the road again. We started in the previous video when I showed you all that we replaced my solenoid to prevent the battery issues I was having. Next up were my lights, half of which stopped working about 6 months ago and left me not only with a pretty dimly lit van, but also some pretty odd colors to work with.
we also got Drums chilling in here. What's up, buddy? He's not feeling too hot today, so we're not leaving him alone and giving him plenty of belly rubs.
Finally, we needed to get my battery charging station back up and working so that I could always have my cameras ready to rock when needed.
Is this by the book?
No.
This is a normal thing to do?
There's gonna be people who really don't like this.
Hey man, I leave tomorrow and I need this working real bad.
Yeah. I just feel like I'm not as dialed as we were when we were first working on the van. We had all those supplies.
And time, we had nothing but time.
Although it may not be pretty, we got the job done, which is pretty amazing considering we only had a few hours.
My life just got so much better in the van.
We wrapped things up at the Buzzer on my last night in town, and the next morning with my van all fixed up, it was time to turn west and head back across the country. It sure was a hectic visit, and I'm always a little hesitant to say goodbye to all my amazing friends in Asheville, but at least I wouldn't be alone on this journey west.
See, about a month ago, I wrote a letter and it ended like this. Will we probably be at each other's throats at some point? Of course. Will we have to move slow and stop a lot? Not a problem. Will we look back at it in 5 years and say, man, I'm glad we did that? 100% guaranteed. Just say yes and we'll figure everything else out. That was to my dad, by the way.
After a little more convincing and a few negotiations about sleeping arrangements, he flew out, hopped in, and we hit the road. We made our way northwest, ticking off a couple states I've actually never been to before. We drove through Wisconsin, then on to Minnesota. We visited the famous gold rush town of Deadwood, home of the largest biker rally in Sturgis, and made a detour south so that my dad could see Yellowstone National Park for the first time. Just south of Yellowstone lies one of my favorite mountain ranges in the country, and it just so happens that tomorrow was Father's Day, so I had the idea of taking my dad out camping for the night to share the magic of this place with him. Up until this point on the trip, we've been moving pretty fast as we were on a tight schedule, so we had yet to take the time to actually go camp out. But I'm certain I speak for both of us when I say we are so happy that this particular night we decided to slow down, get off the beaten path, and find this absolutely stunning spot underneath the Grand Tetons to park for the night.
Does it get any better than this? I'm here camping out with my dad. We got a bunch of food. I'm gonna cook, use the new kitchen, and we got some firewood. Gonna make a fire. And we already got some beers cracked. It's gonna be a nice, relaxing evening. I mean, this view is just, look at this, guys.
What a refreshing change of pace it was getting off the road and out into the wilderness. I immediately felt at home as we settled in and was really excited to get to share a little bit of how I live with my dad. After a pretty amazing sunset, I was keen to test out my new kitchen setup and cook dinner for us both.
I'm about to cook my first meal ever with this new setup, and I've got a special guest in here to do it with. I'm cooking for my dad, aka the cameraman, right now. So far, So far, we've got beers. We've got a little bit of the whiskey.
Very little.
Set. He's not happy we didn't bring more whiskey. Gonna set up some music and we're gonna get this party started. So tonight we're gonna make some stir-fried veggies and sausage. So one time I did a live stream in here. For those of you guys that have seen it, you'll know I had to go outside to wash my mushrooms. No more mushrooms getting washed right in the van. It's amazing. You gotta chop the vegetables. And then you gotta cook them. Alright, so we got stove fired up. The ventilation is fantastic. The air is being pulled through that vent, all the way through the van and out the fan. So don't worry guys, we're safe, I promise. And if not, you'll never know. Got my spice rack, spice drawer, shaking up in there. Alright, these vegetables are done. I'm gonna empty them out and throw the sausage in.
If we don't eat it tonight, tomorrow morning, with eggs.
If we don't eat it tonight, the bears are gonna come for it.
Are you kidding?
The key to any successful kitchen cook is cleaning up while you're still cooking. Chance, my buddy Chance taught me that. Hey, you know what's great? Is I don't have to clean this right now. I just boom, drop it on in. And yeah, dinner is served. Here you go, man.
Wow.
Some nice
Well,
sauteed veggies.
Thank you.
Sausage.
Where's yours?
That's right here. Very good, right?
What a deal.
We retired to the campfire with our bellies full and the night young. No Wi-Fi, no phones, no place else to be or anything to do. Just me and my dad, some whiskey, the fire, and some stories to share.
Dad, you having a good time?
What a night.
When was the last time you were out camping?
The army in Germany in the winter of '68.
Oh my goodness. You haven't been out since? Oh my
I
gosh.
had my fill.
Well, you're back out now.
We didn't quite camp this luxuriously.
Yeah, this is pretty nice. Not a worry in the world. We're gonna get some stars, I think.
It was really great to spend some quality time with my dad as it had been a little while. You all definitely know how important living free, riding hard, and getting stoked is to me, but family is right up there too. This was one of those spur-of-the-moment decisions that just kind of manifested through us talking in the van that day, and it's funny now that I think back at it, as it really is one of those nights I'll never forget.
Much better than this.
No, it's pretty cool that we got to do this together.
We both woke up the next day feeling extremely relaxed and took our time enjoying the morning over some coffee before getting back on the road for the final leg of our journey, which I was particularly excited about. We turned back north, clipping the corner of Idaho before making a hard turn west again, passing through Missoula, Montana, heading towards the far corner of the country. I've always dreamt of visiting the Pacific Northwest, and the drive-in did not disappoint. We reached Washington State, where we made a stop in Leavenworth, a small Bavarian town in the mountains, but we didn't end there.
All right, we're in line at the border. Fingers crossed they let us in.
This road trip may be coming to an end, but that just means it's time for a new adventure. We're heading to Whistler.
Monumentous occasion. Pops and I are about to pass into Canada, into BC for the first time ever to ride bikes. All right, we made it in. I'm in Canada and I'm going to meet up with Seth. Canada, there is a lot of stoke heading your way. I hope you're ready.
Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again next time as I begin to explore this new frontier. Until then, you know what to do. Live free, ride hard, and get stoked.
Those things are pretty big.
One's behind that. Oh my god, yeah.
Hey, keep your eyes on the road there, man. and we're in Whistler, and check this out. Seth and I, we're both staying in this. We got this place together for the next 3 weeks. We're already getting set up. Oh, hey there, buddy. What's up, dude? Hey, dude. God, working on my bike right now. I still haven't ridden this. I slapped it together in that live stream, and then I immediately put it in the van and didn't touch it again until I got all the way across country. So I've got like my little, like a work setup going here. Seth's working on his bike out here. Whistler's out there. We've got helmet set up, getting my GoPro mount going. Got the coffee rocking. Trying to figure out my insurance. That's gonna be interesting. And then, yeah, this place is sick. I got my dad's room. This is my room. Got a bunk bed because I'm gonna have some friends coming during the trip. That's gonna be some fun videos. You guys should be stoked about that. And yeah, pretty tight here, but pretty comfy bed. Kind of loud out there at night, but I'll tell you what, it feels good. And yeah, so we're here. We're in the promised land, and it is right as of this moment, Saturday morning. It's 10 o'clock. The lift's just opened. I'm trying to get the bike dialed. Seth's out there getting his bike dialed. I have to do a couple more things, but then I'm gonna get to go experience my first day at Whistler Bike Park, and I am beyond stoked. And I've got a pretty good guy to show me around. So yeah, it's gonna be a good time. I hope you guys are excited for 3 weeks of really, really fun videos. Very excited to be here. Hey, Dad, are you excited that we don't have to drive anywhere today?
Absolutely.
How does it feel to have driven all the way across the country? That was like 45 hours of road time. And you drove most of it.
It felt great.
It was pretty fun, right?
In a while.
Yeah.
But it was all new road. We went north.
That's true. And it was a route that I had never been.
Yeah. Went to Cody, Wyoming.
That was his favorite place.
Deadwood.
Massive shout out to my dad because he drove almost the entire way so that I could make my last video for you guys. If he wasn't driving, I would have never gotten that video out. So thanks, Dad.
Yeah. And we went to Sturgis, 700,000 bikers.
And there was
first week
like
of August.
But there was only like 10 of them there that day.
Well, it's not August.
All right.